They've got George Washington with his hands on his head. Prepare for the decline of the US dollar. That's the headlines. The dollar is declining around the world. It really is. And you can have the dollar going down this slope in a grocery cart. Your dollar ain't going to get you very much because it's going downhill. You all, they got it all going. They really, truly do. And this is kind of wild. If you didn't see the news, I didn't see it until now. You've got Mrs. Janet Yellen right there. And she don't yell, but she's trying to tell you what's going to happen. And she said that a natural desire to diversify. Janet Yellen said the Americans should anticipate a decline in the U.S. dollar as the world's reserve currency, and that's what you need to know, because it is declining. It's simply declining. They talked about the sanctions, and they want to have China and Russia are keen to dethroning the dollar. You want to dethrone the dollar bill like that. So if they're dethroning the dollar bill, that's why where is he at? That's why he had his hands on his head. Where is he at? I can't find him. He was holding his head. He doesn't want to be dethroned. He does not. He likes to, hang around a little bit longer. He doesn't want his throne taken away, nor his crown taken away. The dollar doesn't want it, but you've been told to prepare. Look at Mr. Ben right there. He don't care. Look at him. He's just looking at it, but he is like holding his head. Holding his head, you all. Do you think it's quite possible? And why on earth would the U.S. dollar decline? Why would you not have your whatever? Why would it decline? Certainly, it's going to be around forever, right? The U.S. dollar could go digital. Well, it's already going digital. Look, when you hear the word CBDC is the central bank digital currency. It's already here. See, that's what they call it, the CBDC. So is the digital dollar dead? No, it's not dead. A digital dollar is years away. No, it's not years away. 3 keys. The digital dollar looks inevitable, says Bank of America. It's not years away. It's not. What is the impact of a digital dollar? The Federal Reserve's digital dollar push. The digital. We live in a Digimon, digital monsters like that, you all. Digital money is prolific. Listen to this. Central bank digital currencies, CBDCs. The currency would be equivalent to the digital paper form of the money. That's what they say. It is equivalent to the digital form of the money in the United States, and digital money is already prolific. It's prolific. Now, there were already there were lots of states that were passing laws to make sure the businesses accept cash from people. And not just, because you ever go into a restaurant and they say, well, we don't accept any cash. We only accept digital. You got to pay with whatever. Hello, Mickey. Let's look at the debt clock. Thank you, Mickey. I want to see the debt clock. It's a pretty graphic U.S. debt clock. The last time we saw it, it's been months since I did a video on it. Yeah, we're going to go to the debt clock and watch it. Look at it. It looks pretty. Thank you, Mickey, honey. You're so fine. Look at that. So we got a $33 trillion debt right there. We're in the red. I really would wonder what it was. Just think, if you are in the United States, they say that you are responsible for $98,642. Yeah. Debt per taxpayer. If you're a taxpayer, they only take in $4 trillion a year in revenue, but you got $33 trillion in debt. Look at this. The U.S. debt to ratio, 52% in 1960, 34.67 in 1980, 2056.16, and now we are, the U.S. federal debt ratio is 122.60%. It's went hyperbolic, is what it went. It's went that way, you all. Look, we got all this interest and stuff like that. You are, Gina, honey, that's you. You all, come on now. So the decline of the U.S. dollar, you've been told to prepare. You can look at other world debt clocks and see how they're all, practically everybody's in the red, you all. How on earth did that happen? All of these other countries are in the red. We are at the top with $33 trillion. Let's see. Hundreds, thousands, million, billion, trillion. China, we have surpassed China in debt. Wow, how did that happen, you all? Look at that. So is there any country in the green? Any? Not a single country on here in the green at all for their national, well, they all got debt, Gina, honey. Yes, they all got debt. They all got debt, but we got the most here in the United States of America. We do. That's kind of funny. Look at this. Oh, wow. Japan. Look at the debt to public race GDP. 300.17% in Japan. That is monstrous. Could you imagine that? External debt. Oh, wow. 300% in Japan. 172 in Italy. Oh, you all, everybody's way over. Wow, that's wild, you all. It's so wild looking. It's really wild looking. 300% debt ratio. You all got the decline of the U.S. dollar. You may say it does not affect me. It's going to have a direct impact on you because you're going to be paying higher prices at the store. You can probably already paying double for some things. I don't know why this got the caution light on it. Your debt, your national debt has a caution flare on it. Did I look at that? The interest, they're paying this much in interest. $707 billion. We got that on there. You all look at that. It's like happening. It's all happening. Okay, you got the decline in the digital dollar. It's going downhill. And they say that you're not going to have a digital currency. But they already got it. They do. They already got it. Let me type this in. I'm just going to take you over to the digital stock market. So what I'm going to take you over to. This is the digital stock market right here. This is one of them. Coin market cap. And you can see the cryptocurrencies. They got their little things right here. The fear and greed. See, look at this. They got a fear and greed index. You got Pepe. The digital market cap, they only have $1 trillion. That's it. Just $1 trillion in digital currency of the market. When it starts going up to like 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, $15 trillion, and that's when the stock markets, the original stock markets, are going to start going down. So Bitcoin got up to 26,000. I wanted to do the Gina, what are you doing? Look, they got animal racing. Animal racing, they've got things by this is massive, you all. You think it ain't up and going. Oh, it is definitely up and going. Let me see if I can see the CBDC. You can come over here and you can type in CBDC. See what it pulls up. We got a CBD coin. Did I do a CBDC? Let me flip it. CBDC. Okay, here we got. Well, it's just a coin. The liquidity of it. Okay, we got liquidity. CBDC, WEF. That looks like with Ethereum. This oh, shoot. Oh, great. I think this means with Ethereum because it says WEF, the liquidity. That's not very much at all, you all. So they got it They got it all going. The CBDCs, the central bank. They already did their trial runs. They're not just going to just pop it up there one day, you all. They're not looking. They're going to do a bridge. They're going to make a bridge. Look at this ant worker. It's a mechanical ant worker. CBDC project preparing for new members. Minimum viable. The House panel passes the bill to thwart the digital currency. They'll block the creation of the digital currency. Well, they're not going to put it off forever. They're not. I'm just going to tell you it's not going to be put off forever. It's not. But our dollar is falling. We've been told to prepare. We really have. This is the dollar, decline in the dollar. It's years away. The digital dollar is years away. I didn't want to see that. It's inevitable. Well, already your dollar is declining because when you go to the store, you don't have as much purchasing power as you used to. Everything has went up in price. You can't even afford to buy a hamburger. Really, you can't. I don't even know what it is a pound. Is it what, $9 a pound or something like that? The only thing seems to be cheap is like chicken. We got chicken. Canned goods have went up. We got the famine that's coming, Jaquita, honey. The famine, is that the food chain reaction game? Because we did a video on it, the food chain reaction game. Food chain reaction game. Food will become more stress. Look at this. It's a global security game. They all played it. They did. Look, they even had something like that. But this was yeah, that's what it was right here. Something like that. It looked like that. I think it was when Obama was president. No, yeah, he might have still been president because it was, this one right here was in 2015. That food chain reaction game. And they had all kinds of scenarios. They did. The countries had to decide what were they going to do. And they had all of this, like they had famines. They had natural disasters. They had wars. They had riots. They had to figure out how they were going to react. They did. Just how they would. And it was a little wild. It was. It's okay. You can't really talk too much on this. And by the way, let me tell you something. If you got a YouTube channel, they just now updated their community guidelines. If you speak about, I'm going to tell you this is, you are going to get yourself demonetized. I'm going to tell you right now. This is for educational purposes if you got one. If you talk about eating disorders, you cannot talk about eating disorders unless it's coming from an educational point of view. You cannot talk about sexual abuse. Well, you can, but it's like you got to like prevent it, or I don't know. That's like a whatever. Eating disorders and that, and binge eating, you can't talk about. You cannot talk about hoarding. You cannot talk about hoarding food. Okay, I'm going to tell you that. You get a video and you go out and buy this stuff, you're going to get yourself demonetized. Okay, I'm just going to tell you right now. They just updated it 3 hours ago. No hoarding of food. No encouraging it. If you got a YouTube channel, don't you be doing that. You wonder, oh, am I taking my video like that? You may even, yeah, that's right. You can't talk about that. I mean, you can say don't do it, but you're not supposed to do that. Yes, you got it ready. You get ready for the kill or be killed. That's right. I'm trying to survive. I think we're all trying to survive, you all. We really are in this world. So we're going to look. The U.S. is debating. They're going to debate along with the rest of the world whether to adopt a digital dollar. And they're all got their own thing. They do. It's just all going to be tied and ran by AI. The what is it? The blockchain. What would be the impact of it? It is moved around the world. Everything is literally tracked. Every single thing. What form would it take? Well, bank accounts, apps on your phone. You got the Venmo app. You got the Apple Pay. You've got, even your bank may have an app for your phone. This is a form of digital currency. If you got an app on your phone, like a PayPal app, a PayMe app, a Venmo app, they got all kinds of apps that you pay with. You may have a store that you go to and it's an app and it automatically pays with that app. That's a form of digital currency, whether you realize it or not. If you use it, you're using it. Well, they're going to reduce and eliminate transaction fees with the digital dollar. They are. But you're gonna pay if you transfer that digital whatever into some other type of thing. It's the global finance market. Look, the U.S. a digital dollar would represent $6.5 trillion. They're already exchanged in electronic form every day. $6.5 trillion are already electronically transformed or changed. So the United States is going to, would the crypto world be turned upside down? It's going to get turned upside down, you all. But your dollar is losing value, and I'm done talking on it. I am. Prepare for the decline of the U.S. dollar. That's what Janet Yellen said, the Federal Reserve Secretary, or whoever she is. Prepare. I used to like her years and years ago. And that's when Alan Greenspan, was he in there? Alan Greenspan was the Federal Reserve. And then you had that Paul Paulson, or whoever he was. I didn't like him. He was creepy. He was. And yeah, prepare for the decline of the dollar. They're telling you it's going to slowly decline. And then if you have some kind of disaster, it's going to decline even more, faster. It will. You'll see it. You'll see scarcity everywhere. You will. How you going to put, oh, okay, this is the better word, the collapse of the dollar. It'll lose its value. You don't want to be wheeling your dollar bills around in wheelbarrows. You don't. Look, since 1983, let's look this. The value of the U.S. currency has diminished by 63%. Over the last few years, anything's possible, including the fall of the dollar. That's why we're here to help you prepare. If the dollar collapses. So they're going to go over the reasons why it may occur and how you can be proactive to protect yourself. If you're watching this, they have come out 19 hours ago. Prepare for the decline of the U.S. dollar, even more so than what you're seeing already in the stores. And are you preparing for the collapse, you all? You can't go doing videos talking about hoarding stuff because it's against community guidelines. You're going to get your video demonetized, is what you're going to do. Boom. It's a community guideline. You could even get a strike, probably. You can prepare yourself and your family, and you can learn how to be more self-sufficient, you all. You're going to have to think smarter, you are, and be wise with your money, and prepare in the best way that you feel within your being that you can possibly prepare before the dollar continues to lose more and more of it. See, this is 9/22. It's just a couple days ago. The battling the inflation, the dollar keeps its swagger. How you going to keep it? How you going to keep yourself? You're going to have to be proactive against the dollar. The collapse of the dollar since 83. It's probably fell by more than 63%. The truth be known. Why it can collapse. Rising prices. We're the reserve currency of the world. You can't have it. Everything's got to be leveled out. Geopolitical issues. They got a lot of printing. Remember Ben Bernanke, Helicopter Ben, printing money. That was his nickname, Ben Bernanke. And they haven't passed a budget in how many years? It's just a continuation. Why is that? Why you always got a continuing thing? And you got something coming. October the 1st is the beginning of the new fiscal year for the government. If they don't pass something, then certain sectors of the government get shut down and you don't get paid. People don't go to their jobs if it gets shut down. And even if you're working for the government, you all. So they do it every single year. They throw out the news and they say you're going to have a government shutdown. They're not going to pass it. And then at the last minute, they pass it. So you may see that thing again. But then it may not, they may not pass this. The dollar is weak. The dollar is weak. Look, the US dollar is, it's got weakness. Weakness. You know what? That reminds me one time. I heard this man say something to this person. He said it to his wife. It wasn't me. He told his wife, he goes, you know what? You're weak. You're weak. I thought, you know what? I'll smack you upside your mouth. That's what I thought when I heard that. But I kept my mouth shut. But I thinking, if I heard that man say that again, I'd smack him upside his mouth. Shut his mouth. That's so disrespectful. That, that you can see that it got to me because I seen the word weak in that. And it's like, make me mad. That's right, you all. When will the dollar collapse? They're literally telling you, that's right, smack him in the mouth. Bust his mouth wide open. Then see how he feels kind of weak to defend themselves. Weak to defend themselves, not smack. It's just like punch right there. See how you like it? Boom. You're weak. They're telling you, when will the dollar collapse? They're telling you when means it will. When they use a word like that, it means it will collapse. Crooked arrow. I'm telling you the truth. That's right. Smack them upside the mouth. Think, oh my gosh. No offense to some people, but no, you don't talk to people like that. You don't talk to another human being like that in an angry and whatever tone in front of people. It's like awful. It really is. Will the dollar collapse? Look, many individuals are no longer asking, will the dollar collapse? Instead, they are more worried when this may happen. So we have been told by Janet Yellen to prepare for the decline of the dollar. It came out too. She's the mouthpiece of the Federal Reserve. Normally when they open their mouth, the stock markets react. Okay, they do. So I don't know what they're doing right now. They could be going down in a downward spiral right now. Look, nevertheless, look, here's some potential scenarios is what's going to happen. Penny, honey, what happened? Let's see, Penny, I can't see you. You must be way up here in the comments. Yeah. This is going to tell you when some of these potential scenarios happen. Listen, no, see now I do not even like the way they're even doing their bullets. I don't like the way they're doing their little bullets. Although unrealistic. No, you don't start something off although unrealistic because you know what it sounds like. It means like it's going to happen. A large-scale global catastrophe would need to occur. They're telling you what they're going to do. Would need to occur to cause the rapid inflation and the money printing. For instance, they're telling you this is what's going to happen. A global war could cause a dramatic decline in the dollar's value. See how they stopped it? Yeah, see how they stopped it. Another far-fetched scenario. This is not far-fetched, and you know it's not. Otherwise, you wouldn't even use it as an example. Could collapse the U.S. dollar would be the shift to the digital currency. Yeah, you all watch that movie, the Cuba and the Cameraman. That's an eye-opening movie, what happened there. It really is. Another far-fetched, okay, this transition alone poses potential security risks that could jeopardize the banking system. As a result, individuals may lose the complete trust in their banks, in their U.S. currency, because you don't have no control over it, causing it to decline. So they're gonna have, although unrealistic, in today's world, nothing like that is unrealistic. It would not be unrealistic to have a large-scale global catastrophe occur. They said it would need to occur to cause a rapid inflation, money printing. That's what it's going to be. Could you see a large-scale global catastrophe happening anywhere, you all? I think you could. Anything's possible in this world, and or a global war would cause dramatic decline in dollars value. When we lived in Berlin, it was West Berlin. It's when the two Berlins were divided, East Berlin, West Berlin. Well, the East Berlin, they had the Russians with one sector. You had the Americans in another sector. And who was the other one in the other sector? I don't know if it was, I don't know what other country it was, but they divided it up. And we went over there on the bus and we crossed the East Berlin border. And we got off the bus and we went to this stand and they were selling krauts with sausage on a bun. And what else did we get with it? I can't remember. And a drink. 2 cents. 2 cents. That's what, listen to that. 2 cents. That was in East Berlin. Kraut, a sausage on a bun, and a drink. 2 cents. We went into their shopping mall, and the women were in long lines. You would hear like they'd be in long lines, waiting just to get some undergarments. And we went in there, and they were in long, long lines waiting to get undergarments over there. The Russian side was very well taken care of, but not the American side. It's like a lot of the places were still war torn. The buildings, you could still see the damage from the buildings in East Berlin. It just they never recovered in some areas. They didn't. But 2 cents, your dollar, yeah, it's like, wow. That's what it's like. See, you got to get yourself Hulk. Mr. Hulk, you better behave yourself, or our Applebrook's honey or another Mickey honey is going to get rid of you if you can't do whatever you're supposed to do. Yeah, you want to be able to comment. You really do. And we want you to comment, but you have to be kind of nice. You do. What would happen if it collapsed? You could experience hyperinflation. Unprecedented hyperinflation. You will know what hyperinflation is. Just ask Zimbabwe. Its currency changed so many times. And you had the Weimar Republic. The people were having their money. Let's look at a picture of hyperinflation if one of these events occurred. Hyperinflation and wheelbarrows. Wheelbarrows of money. Let's watch it. Oh, here's some nice images of it. You may say you got a picture of a wheelbarrow. See the nice little wheelbarrow. Look, $137. Look what the children did with the money. In Weimar, Germany, right there, they played with it. They used it for toilet paper. That's how much money it cost to get your toilet paper. They had to wheel it over there. Well, what did they do here? I don't know what she's doing. She's weighing it. I guess the paper value, the weight of it itself. Look at that. The Weimar Republic. Look at that. That's the money right there. We got some more. Zimbabwe. Look at that. It was worthless. The money was worthless. What are they doing over here with it? The pin-on history of it. Oh, yeah, they had to do their fireplaces. Just like the day after tomorrow, they threw the books in there. Well, they're getting their fire with their, Gina, you need to burn the money to increase the value. How you know they're not doing it? Oh, what is this? Look at this. Oh, this is a different type of hyperinflation pattern chest radiograph showing pulmonary bilateral. We're not talking about that type of hyperinflation. The children made kites. Isn't that neat? How on earth did they make their kites? You are really. She made a dress. Guess they sewed it together or taped it together. Look, a single bead cost $4.6 million during Germany's hyperinflation. $4.6 million. Could you imagine that happening here in the United States? You're supposed to prepare for the decline of the U.S. dollar. You might want to get some good use out of your U.S. dollar right now. You really might. I don't know. They made beds, ants and grasshoppers. What's that mean? Photos. Look, the banknotes were being pulped for use as waste paper. They were used to light a stove. They were just thrown on the satellite. Look, wealth is worthless in the day of wrath. In the day of wrath, it's worthless, you all. Oh, could you imagine that? Oh, wow, look at that. The real story behind the inflation. Look at the wall. He made insulation in his walls, more or less, maybe. So prepare for the decline of the U.S. dollar. Look at this. My goodness gracious. That is why a 40,000 Dow in the next few years. Hyperinflation, horror stories from Germany in the 20s. Do you want to know about what might happen in the 20s? Yes. Penny, honey, are you okay? I'm trying to see Penny on here. Well, is she on here, Justice? Because I'm not seeing something. Okay, Penny. Where do we see you, Penny D? You and Ken. Penny, yeah. So this is why you are right here. 40,000 Dow in the next few years. Possibility doubling of the U.S. stock market from today. Hyperinflation. That's it. You don't get to see nothing. That wasn't very nice to look at because there was no visual there to look at. So, I'm not sure what ants and grasshopper means. I don't. Ants and grasshoppers? It doesn't make sense. Look at the women. The $1 trillion bill. They made a $1 trillion bill. Could you imagine that? A $1 trillion bill. Look, they're playing. The best images. The children are making a thing with the money. Prepare for the decline of the dollar is what Janet Yellen said. The Federal Reserve woman. Because, okay, I got sidetracked, you all. What happened if it collapsed? If the dollar collapses and the constant whatever, hyperinflation, unprecedented. It could no longer be the main reserve currency. Well, that's probably true. The devaluation of the dollar could result in a depression. So you all, what's a depression like? You know what the depression is? I heard that if a depression came, again, it would be worse than the Great Depression or the Greater Depression that did occur. And today's generations are not prepared for such a thing like that. I don't know how they would survive it. And the U.S. could no longer afford high import prices. So that means you're going to have less goods coming into the country because the U.S. would not be able to afford high import prices to import goods. How are you going to protect yourself? Get a treasury bond? I don't know about that. Precious metals, you're going to have somebody who's going to buy that metal. Now, remember, they confiscated the gold. They did. They came and confiscated the gold. Even though it may be your gold, they confiscated the gold. Gina, they did not confiscate it. Confiscated the gold to prepare for the dollar decline. I don't even know if I'm spelling it right. The gold, G-O-L-D. The reptilians like gold. They like the gold. The reptilians love the gold. This would be a perfect time for reptilians to confiscate your gold. It really would. This would be a really... you look at the timestamp, 1959, how the U.S. government seized all the citizens' gold in the 30s. A government law from Australia allowed gold seizures from private citizens if expedient to do so for the protection of the currency of the public credit. You may have right now in your possession gold certificates that say that you have this gold, but you don't have the physical gold in your hand. What good's that going to do you? You don't have something physical in your hand. But they confiscated the gold back in the 30s. If you didn't know about it, look at this. Oh, they're already telling you it's going to happen because the dollar, prepare for the dollar decline. What the next gold confiscation will look like. International man. Look at that. It's a stealthy way to confiscate it. It means the owners are not clear. Tax the windfall profits of gold. Wow, you can get taxed on your gold. 1933 heist. The government, can they ever take your gold? I guess they can take your jewelry. Look, okay, what do you need to know about the Gold Confiscation Act? That looks like Harry Truman. Certainly that is not Harry Truman. That can't be Harry Truman, the alien man. Could that be him right there? Who is that, you all? Why would they have an act under the executive order of the president? Who is that man right there? Is this the one who made a deal with the aliens? Right there. Did he? Who is that? Really, I can't remember who it is.
That change happened. And
look at Roosevelt.
We're now talking about this for the first.
We got Theodore Roosevelt.
We're talking about Erica's back in Max DC. First of all, and all the rules and
Roosevelt. We gotta ride the wave, you all. You're not alone. We know what is up, and less is more, and be free. Less is life. That's what it says in The Hobbit. Less can be more, and less can be beautiful. I don't want it all, just part of wonderful. So what do I need when you get right down to it? Just a garden with seed and the love to pursue it. Things I can't live without are the small things, which life is all about. Go watch that Hobbit cartoon movie. That's what he said. Less can be more and less can be beautiful. I don't want it all, just part of wonderful, because what do I need when it gets down to it? Just a garden and seed and the love to pursue it. Things I can't live without are the small things that life is all about. You can do it. You can do it. Look at this. So they confiscated. Can they do it again? I guess they could do it if they wanted. Yeah, you don't want to make yourself a sitting target. You don't. That's right. Love, shelter, food, and health. Yes, it's true. You'll make it really far. The gold was confiscated in the 30s, and could your bank deposits do it? Gold and silver confiscation. But there's a lot of advertisements for buy silver, invest in silver, and invest in gold. There is. Look, you are not allowed to hoard gold. The U.S. government would strictly, under the Executive Order 6102, when the U.S. government would strictly forbid the hoarding of gold coin, gold bullion, and gold certificates. Oh, wow. I didn't know that they could. Your certificates was also considered a form of gold. Now you know. Now you know. That's right. 1934. So you got to prepare for the decline of the dollar, said Miss Janet Yellen. She is the Federal Reserve woman. I think she's the Federal Reserve woman, Janet Yellen. There she is. The natural desire to diversify. Americans should anticipate a decline. Anticipate means that it is coming. You can anticipate it. You know it's coming. There's your warning. It's coming. And she's serious. She really is. De-dollarization. Hers got it. What happens if we lose our reserve status? Then you're going to become down, down, down. Yeah, and the flames went higher. Could it collapse, you all? Dollar will fall in 2023 as the U.S. slips in a recession. Well, we're supposed to be in a recession for a long time. They've said it every single year. Every single year. There's lots of people that do fall in a recession, and they're in a depression right now in their lives in this manner right here. Is it global right now? No, but there's a lot of people who are. There are. So that's it. That's it. And I don't like this video. I really don't like it. We got the caution sign on the debt, you all. Thank you, Mickey Honey, for saying that. $33 trillion in national debt. 33 trillion. You can see the federal tax revenue is only 4 trillion. You can even charitable donations, municipality, debt per citizens, local debt, U.S. population. There's so many things you can click in. Medicare, all of it. It's just numbers, really, if you think about it. Numbers, numbers, numbers. Rose, honey, do I see you on here? You will keep that on your computer and you'll look at it daily. And you found that the millionaires grow every single day. They do. They do grow every day. Gold supply and demand. China is at the top. 37,135 in ounces. China, Egypt, France, Germany, Hong Kong, India, Indonesia, Japan, and Russia. Saudi Arabia, Switzerland, United States. Look at China, 37 million ounces. Gold demand in sectors. This is the gold demand. It's jewelry, industry, bar demand, metals. They got recycled gold, gold production. This video is draining my energy. It is. I don't like it. Gina, why did you even do it? Because she said prepare for the anticipation, prepare for the decline of the dollar. Anticipate the decline of the dollar is what you can do, and it's inevitable. Stable coins, look at this, by 2030. Cryptocurrencies, the Bank of America said the digital dollar is inevitable. Digital dollar issuance likely between the 2025 and 2030. In the meantime, stable coin adoption is set to flourish. So we will have a catastrophic mutating event that will occur in 4 years, and that was in February of, or in 2 years. That was in February of this year, a catastrophic mutating event, and they compared it to like a digital virus that would literally change your life and everything around it. Catastrophic. I just pull it up again. Catastrophic. He did videos on it. Catastrophic mutating events in the digital world. Mutating, not a mutatopic, mutating event. And we'll do the WEF, 2 years. We'll put it in there, 2 years. That's the time frame we're looking at anyhow. 2 years. Right here, global catastrophic event coming. Cyber event, digital cyber. We got it. Susan B. Honey, or Dragonfly Honey, a catastrophic mutating event will strike the world in 2 years. So we're looking at January the 28th of 2023. So look at January the 28th of 2025, the beginning of the year 2025, and then January the 20th of 2025, a new American president takes the reins again. It does, but it is coming. They're telling you it's coming. It's cyber in nature, and it's going to strike the world. And they believe it's coming. It's coming in 2 years. So now we are less than 2 years away from it. It will strike. They didn't say May. They did not say the word May. See, that's what you got to look. They said the word it will. It will strike. It's not may, it's will, and it will be catastrophic and mutating. It will take over. Mutating means it's changing its form. It's going to change. Yeah, it's mutating events. That's what they said. 2 years. So, yeah, it's like that. So I'm going to go, you all. I don't like this video. It's 44 minutes and 33 seconds. It's okay. I'm going to go. Gina, do you like this video? I don't like it. You don't like it at all. Don't like the topic. And it is what it is. It is. It's the world we live in. There's lots of things that I don't like. This is one of the milder things. There's a lot worse things I could say that I will not say, but I don't even want to say. I don't even dwell on it. I can dwell on this a little bit, but I'm not going to let it consume me at all because I'm going to clear my mind after this. Just clear it. So I can have some peace on the inside of my being. So with that being said, prepare for the decline of the U.S. dollar, said Janet Yellen. Janet is yelling right there. You need to anticipate it, and the euro and the US dollar declines to 5-month lows. 5 months lows. And if you lose your reserve status, so whatever. We are ready. We're ready spiritually on the inside. And that can make way for the other way you might have to get ready. Yeah, just it's gotta start on here anyway. If you ain't ready on the inside, I don't know how you're gonna be ready without being ready on the inside, because you ain't gonna know which way to go. You're not. So I'm gonna go. And with that being said, hello wherever you are in any part of the world. Hello from my heart to yours. Love you. Have a wonderful rest of your day, you all. You can only do what you can do. Now remember this. He who gathered little did not have too little, and he who gathered much did not have too much. And your increase may supply those who need. So just think of it that way. You'll prepare exactly what you're supposed to prepare. You will if you think of it spiritually. You'll have exactly what you're supposed to have. Otherwise, you wouldn't have it if you think an infant things like that. I'm going to go, you all. You got a password? The password is Gina. For those of us to survive, we can know friends from foe. The password is Gina. For those of us to survive. Gina, you got it? Boom. You seen a hearse? Never saw it. That's right. I've heard that, with a U-Haul behind it. No, you didn't. You didn't. Can't take it with you. I'm going to go. Y'all have a wonderful rest of your afternoon. Love you.